Are you a woman of faith in business who is aspiring to start a podcast, or maybe you have a podcast and you want to rebrand or relaunch your podcast? I have good news for you. Announcing and introducing She Elevates Media. She Elevates Media is a collective and a collaboration project and your marketing team to launch your podcast. We will assist you from beginning to end in launching your God-given message in the marketplace in the form of a podcast. We help you plan the podcast, we help you publish and produce the podcast, and we also help you promote the podcast. So this is something that is new to the marketplace, and I am one of the individuals as a part of the collective of your marketing team. So I encourage you to go to sheelevatesmedia.com to learn more about how we can partner with you to launch your podcast, to rebrand your podcast, or to relaunch your podcast as we walk you through the path to profiting in your podcast, where we plan, we publish, we produce, and we promote your podcast. Learn more at sheelevatesmedia.com. Welcome to the Women Faith Plus Business Podcast. I'm your host, Nadine Mullings. I'm an author, speaker, and podcast host, and I believe in the importance of women of faith stepping up, shining in their lane, and sharing their God-given message so they can have the impact, income, and influence they were born to make. Join me this season to discover how women of faith in business are using podcasts as their platform to share their mission-driven message. And be sure to join the Women Faith Plus Business community by going to NadineMullings.com/community. That's NadineMullings.com/community. See you in the powerful community of women of faith in business, and enjoy this episode of the Women Faith Plus Business Podcast. Hello and welcome to episode 14 of season 10 of the Women Faith Plus Business Podcast. I am super excited to be with you for this final episode for season 10. And as tradition with the Women Faith Plus Business Podcast, for season 10, we do a recap. So we are recapping this entire season and kind of giving you 10 lessons learned from season 10. So I am Nadine Mullings, the host of the Women Faith Plus Business Podcast, and I'm going to walk you through what I feel are the 10 top lessons learned from the guest on season 10 of the podcast. So first of all, I just want to do a recap of what the season was about. So this season, we really focused on women of faith in business who host a podcast. So God has placed it on their heart to create a platform and a podcast, and they really share their God-given message on a podcast. So the way that it looked for each person was different. The type of podcast they have, the message that they have to share, but they all shared their journeys with us, right? And there were so many things that we were able to get and to glean off of their stories. So I'm super excited for this particular episode because we get to recap this season and kind of break down some of the key themes and key lessons from season 10 of the Women Faith Plus Business Podcast. So the first lesson I want to talk about is purpose. Purpose came up a lot this season in two particular episodes, episode 11 with Crystal Austin and also episode 2 with Vicky Baker. And one of the key themes for this season is we all have purpose, right? No matter what your circumstance is, no matter what your age is, you have purpose. This is something that God has been putting on my heart lately a lot because God has a plan. Ultimately, we are a part of God's plan. As believers, as Christians, as God's children, we are a part of his plan. And our purpose is a part of his plan. So he created us with purpose for his plan. So it's really important to always remember, if you have breath in your body, if you're breathing, take a deep breath. That means you're breathing. If you are breathing, you have purpose, and your purpose is a part of God's plan. So don't look at your circumstance or your situation or your current struggle and think that you don't have purpose, because you do. Don't think about your age as being something that will stop you from having purpose. Vicky talked about that a lot in episode 2, that no matter what your age is, you still have purpose. So the first lesson from season 1 was, I'm sorry, from season 10 was, the first lesson from season 10 was purpose. We all have purpose. No matter what your age is, your situation or circumstance, you have purpose. The second lesson from season 10 was assignment. We all have an assignment. So purpose and assignment is different. You have a specific assignment. You are assigned to a specific group of people to help them resolve a specific group of things. So a specific group of things. So what is your assignment? Fully understanding and knowing your assignment in this season, because every season it can change. What is your current assignment? So we talked about that in episode 2 with Vicky Baker. We also talked about that in episode 10 with Kristen Durante, about really standing firm into the message that God has given you and being bold in your current assignment and really sharing your message. So that's important. And that is lesson number 2, is you have a specific assignment. The third lesson is word agreement. So I love this, and this is kind of a new lesson and really stood out from episode 2 with Vicky Baker, was what are you coming into agreement with? And word agreements are simply words that were spoken over you, spoken to you, that you have agreed with. Subconsciously, consciously, you've agreed with these words. And this agreement is impacting your life today, right? This agreement can make you stuck. This agreement can make you struggle. This agreement can basically keep you stuck. So really understanding and identifying the words that we have come into agreement with, and strategies and techniques to overcome that, right? Overcome these words that are spoken over to us or spoken to us that keep us stuck. So word agreements was another lesson that we learned from season 10 of the podcast. And you can hear all about that in episode 2 with Vicky Baker. The fourth lesson that we learned from season 10 of the Women Faith Plus Business podcast is leading with love. I love this. And this was talked about in episode 7 with Teresa K. Page, and how love is actually a powerful strategy. It's not an emotion. A lot of times we get caught up with love being an emotion, but God is love. And because God is love, when you put love in your strategy, you will not lose, because God cannot lose. You will be victorious. So I love how Teresa K. Page broke it down and really shared with us about the importance with leading with love. Key lesson number 5 from season 10 was qualified. A lot of times we don't feel that we're qualified for what God is calling us to do. But Sabrina Hammonds on episode 9 reminded us that God doesn't call the qualified, right? He qualifies the called. So once he calls you to a particular assignment, he actually qualified you. You are able to do the thing, even though you may not feel in your flesh that you have the ability to do it. You are qualified because God called you to do that particular thing. So I love lesson 5 being that God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. Lesson number 10 from season 10, lesson number 6, jumping all the way to 10 already. Lesson number 6 from season 10 of the Women Faith Plus Business podcast is evolution. Everything evolves over time. It's so important to just take that first step and understand and know that there will be an evolution. It will evolve into another thing, right? But you have to take the first step. So we talked about this in episode 4 with Kim Stewart. She talked about how your podcast evolves over time. You may start off with a certain name of your podcast and then that changes, or the format changes. It just evolves over time. You just have to take that first step. We also talked about evolution with Kristen Durante in episode 10. So definitely check out episode 10 to learn more about how your podcast can evolve over time. The seventh lesson learned from season 10 is all about how a podcast allows you to create a platform. Podcasting is a powerful platform and also a powerful marketing method, right? So we talked all about podcasting this season as everyone shared their stories as podcast hosts and what their journeys have been. But really, it is a platform. It is a way for you to create your own platform and share your God-given message on your own platform. So really understanding and knowing the power of podcasting and the ability to create your own platform was lesson number 7. Lesson number 8, as we go through this 10 lessons from season 10 of the Women Faith Plus Business podcast, is having a kingdom perspective. So a lot of times we can have a world view or a world perspective because we are in the world, but as believers and as Christians, as women of faith, as men of faith, we're not off the world. So even though we're in the world, we're not off the world. So what that means is our perspective needs to be different. We don't need to have the same perspective as people who are in the world, right? Our perspective should be higher, it should be different, it should be bigger, it should be a kingdom perspective, and we should be bold in that perspective. And we talked a lot about a kingdom perspective and being bold with your perspective on episode 10 with Kristen Durante. And then we also talked about kingdom connections, right? God has the ability to connect us with the right resources, the right people. And Sabrina Hammond's podcast, Kingdom Connection, talks all about kingdom connections. And we talked about kingdom connections on episode 9 this season. All right. Now, it's a lot of lessons that we're going through as we recap season 10 and the 10 lessons learned in season 10 of the Women Faith Plus Business podcast. So let's move on to lesson number 9. Lesson 9 is all about marketing. I love marketing, as you guys know. Faith and business, a lot of times I talk about faith, of course, in business, but one of the key parts of business that I love sharing about is marketing. So I had 2 amazing guests on this season that talked about marketing. Kim Stewart talked about marketing is just a way to tell people you can help them, right? A lot of times we get intimidated by marketing. We think marketing is overwhelming. We think marketing is all the things, but it's just a way for you to tell people that you can help them, for them to be aware of your product or your service. So Kim Stewart really broke it down for us in episode 4 about marketing. And then also episode 12, Carol J. Dunlop, who is the podcast host for Unmarket Your Business podcast. She talked all about podcasting being a great marketing method and a great marketing strategy. So as we talked about this entire season, podcasting is a powerful way to create a platform and also a powerful way to market your message, your business, your book, your brand, whatever the case may be. So marketing was really our key lesson, lesson 10 of season 10. Now, the 10th and final lesson, I know that I feel like I've said a lot already, but the final thing that I want to share with you from season 10 is all about God's perfect timing. So it's all about time. Everything happens in God's perfect timing. Sometimes we feel like we're doing a thing and we're doing all the things, but nothing is happening. But we have to remember there is a divine timing behind everything, a season, a right time for things to happen. So we talked a lot about God's perfect timing and have that you have time. You know, you don't have to be frustrated that there's not enough time. There's not enough time, because there is time for everything that God is desiring for you to do in this season. And we talked a lot about that episode 3 with Lisa Figgins. So this has been a recap for season 10 of the Women Faith Plus Business podcast. I know it has been a lot because it was 10 lessons learned, but I am going to just quickly go through the 10 lessons learned from season 10. First lesson is we all have purpose. No matter your circumstance or your age, you have purpose. Lesson number 2, you have a specific assignment. You're assigned to specific people. You're designed and to create a specific impact. So you have an assignment. Lesson number 3, word agreements. Don't get stuck because of subconscious and conscious word agreements, and really learn to overcome some of those word agreements you may be attached to in your life. That was lesson number 3. Lesson number 4, lead with love. God is love, and that is the ultimate business strategy. So make sure that you are leading with love. Lesson number 5, God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. So if you are called, you are qualified for the work that God is wanting you to do in the marketplace. Lesson number 6, evolution. How your podcast evolves over time. Take that first step, because there will be an evolution. So the most important thing is to take that first step and understand and know that there will be an evolution. Lesson number 7, how a podcast allows you to create a platform. Podcasting is powerful, and it allows you to create a powerful platform to share your message. Lesson number 8, kingdom. Having a kingdom perspective is important. So boldly stand in your kingdom perspective. Lesson number 9, marketing is just a way to tell people you can help them, and podcasting is a great marketing method. So that's what we learned in lesson number 9. And the 10th and final lesson for this season, as we recap, is everything happens in God's perfect timing. You have time. So if you did not have an opportunity to listen to the episodes this season's episodes 1 through 13, because this is episode 14 as the recap, I do encourage you to go back and listen to those episodes. This season was amazing. We had 12 amazing guests, 11 guests, and then I did a solo episode. So we had 12 episodes where we really learned all about these individuals' podcast journeys, but not only their podcast journeys, but also their specific God-given message, and how powerful their God-given message is, and how powerful it is to place your God-given message on a podcast and create your own platform. So we talked all about that this season. I definitely encourage you to go back and listen to those episodes if you weren't able to listen to those particular episode. And I just thank you. I thank you for listening, whether you were able to listen to one episode this season or you binged listened to this entire season. I thank you for listening to the Women, Faith Plus Business podcast. And we will be back, hopefully, next season for season 11. But until then, thank you so much for being a part of the Women, Faith Plus Business community and listening to the Women, Faith Plus Business podcast. Are you a woman of faith in business who is aspiring to start a podcast? Or maybe you have a podcast and you want to rebrand or relaunch your podcast? I have good news for you. Announcing and introducing She Elevates Media. She Elevates Media is a collective and a collaboration project and your marketing team to launch your podcast. We will assist you from beginning to end in launching your God-given message in the marketplace in the form of a podcast. We help you plan the podcast, we help you publish and produce the podcast, and we also help you promote the podcast. So this is something that is new to the marketplace, and I am one of the individuals as a part of the collective of your marketing team. So I encourage you to go to sheelevatesmedia.com to learn more about how we can partner with you to launch your podcast, to rebrand your podcast, or to relaunch your podcast as we walk you through the path to profiting in your podcast, where we plan, we publish, we produce, and we promote your podcast. Learn more at sheelevatesmedia.com. Thank you for listening to the Women, Faith Plus Business podcast. I hope this episode has been insightful and inspiring and has offered you an opportunity to take action to transform your life and your business. Wherever you are listening, be sure to rate and review the podcast, and also subscribe to get the next episode right in your inbox by going to Women, Faith www.womenoffaithandbusiness.com to join our email list.